Hey guys, it's Kelly with Good Dogs Minnesota. First of all, I just wanted to check in and apologize for really dropping the ball on some videos and content and Facebook Lives. Things have been so incredibly busy. I failed to take into account all the chores that we have to do here in the summer. And because a lot of people go on vacation on the weekends now, a lot of my clients want Monday nights. So, apologize for that. I will be getting back on the Facebook Lives. I'm going to have to just kind of do it at random for a little while. I don't know if Monday night is going to work every single night, but Hoagie wants to say hi. Go on. Got my little rooster on my lap here, and he doesn't like Hoagie very much. He got denied. But I did get a question. Actually, it was from another dog trainer, and I thought it was a very interesting question. And the question was, what's one thing that you piece of advice that you give all of your clients, but rarely is followed? Very good question. I'll have to say that one that comes to mind is the leash. Using a leash in the house. It's probably the number one thing. I think I say it to all of my clients, especially puppies, but all of my clients. And it's certainly, I think, I've rarely actually had a client do it. They'll put it on when they know I'm coming over, but I can tell the dog hasn't had the leash on most of the time in the house. And there will be clients that I'll even say from the beginning, like lesson 1 at the consultation, and I'll say it every session. It'd be great if the leash was on in the house. It would be easy to deal with that if the dog was dragging a leash around in the house. Oh, this is where having a leash on in the house would really help the situation. And I say it every single time. And I leave there the last session, and the leash never comes on the dog in the house. And not to say that it's a necessity for every single client. And certainly I've had great success with dogs and clients that don't put leashes on in the house. I think that there's just something, there's just something hey, stop it. Sorry, my red chickens feel the need to beat up on a couple of my cochins, and I don't like that, and I kind of yell at them a little bit. Because the top chicken is outside, which is me. And when the top chicken is outside, we're nice to everybody. So I like to think. But I think there's something just ingrained in people that a leash is for outside, a leash is for walking. And when you even bring it up, they're like, I never thought about that. How do I stop getting charged in the door? How do I stop him from doing this? How do I, with my puppy, how do I make sure that he doesn't do these things, and it's so beneficial. It's so beneficial. It first of all, it helps teach the dog pressure and release, right? So if the dog's going towards something you don't want him to go for, like the garbage, right? Or the counter, or the kid eating at the table, you can say, nope, put your foot on leash, boom, dog, boom. Dog turns to you and you say, good, come here, right? So the dog learns that nope means, oh, I have to stop. Turn around, I get rewarded, right? It also stops them from actually getting to the reward. So if there's, let's say, a little kid eating at the table, and dog goes, oh yeah, kids eating at the table. I love when kids eat at the table because they drop food. They go over to the food and the dog is there eating the food, right? Or the dog is there already to the kid who's not paying attention, like my 7-year-old, and dropping food all over. The dog's already getting rewarded, and then you're coming in and you're saying no. That, it doesn't necessarily give the dog a mixed message, but it really, really devalues your no, or your punish or your correction noise. I mean, it really, really devalues that, because they're sitting there eating like, oh, this is great. And then hear you say no, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever. So many times things can be prevented if you just have a leash on in the house. Super simple. It also benefits because if you have the leash on all the time, the dog doesn't get excited when they see the leash. That's how I always can tell. If the dog gets excited when they see the leash, I know that the dog hasn't been on the leash, right? Because if the dog was on the leash, it would know that when the leash came on, the leash came out, that nothing interesting was going to happen, right? The leashes can equal, I'm going to go outside and get excited, which also equals pulling on the leash, right? So if you just have a dog that's dragging the leash around, sorry, I keep having to watch my chickens and my dog, so sorry. But if you have the leash on all the time, and then you pick up the leash and go for a walk, your dog's not in an excited state of mind, right? You're not just getting your dog excited by putting the leash on before they go out. So your dog is a lot less likely to to pull and go crazy at the end of the leash. So I would say that's my biggest one. That would be the one that I say it all the time. I think every single client, if you're watching this video, you've heard me say it. And it just, I don't know. Clients tend to just not take that piece of advice. There isn't a saying, I think it was Mark Goldberg, he says, there's nothing on the leash that says it can't be used in the house. It's nothing on the leash that says outside only. And there is a saying that, dog owners use leashes outside and dog trainers use leashes inside, which is very, very true. Any dog that comes into my house for the first 6 months, they drag a leash around, at least. Because I want to be there right away and be able to influence their behavior and their choices immediately. Immediately when I see dirty thoughts, or feel dirty thoughts, I guess. I want to be able to influence that. I want to be able to stop them. I want to be able to control their movement. It's also helpful because I can teach them pressure and release. We're going this way, come this way, good job, release the pressure. You see something distracting, nope, pressure on, turn away, good job, pressure off. It teaches them that language right away. And I really want to get my dogs off leash outside as soon as possible. I think any trainer that's worth a grain of salt has the intention of having their dog be free and off leash as soon as possible. Even if that takes a long time, whether they use e-collars or not, I think that's really, really important because we know that dogs are healthier and happier when they can be outside off leash. So that would be the answer to that question. Put leashes on your dogs inside. If you can't control your dog verbally, it's got to be on a leash, right? If you can't control them outside verbally and they're not e-collar trained, they got to be on a long line. They got to be on a leash. All right, that's it. I'm signing out. If you guys have any other questions, you can go ahead and email me, message me on Facebook, email me through my email address, Kellee, Kellee, @gooddogsminnesota.com. And I will definitely make videos and answer questions. I'll try to get a Facebook Live going. It might be a little impromptu, so I might not be able to put up a reminder or anything. Well, I'm going to continue sitting here with my rooster and wait for my chickens to go in so I can put them in and I can go to bed because it's a big, long day tomorrow, dogs. All right? Guys, have a good night. And I'll show you my chickens here. There's my babies. Oh, that's my baby rooster. And then those are all the older ladies over there. And there's Hoagie digging in the sandbox. Because that's why we got a sandbox. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.